After 3, Councilor Baker.
This first call.
Our invocation. No,
Yes.
we already had first.
Lord, we want to thank you for this beautiful day that we have to come together to do the business of the Cherokee people. We thank you for all the blessings that you've given to the Cherokee Nation and to us as individuals. We ask for your wisdom and guidance as we go through the meeting today. In Christ's name.
Amen.
I have an announcement to make. Councilor Austin, the co-chair of ENF, is going to lead the meeting today. I have to leave early because my daughter is being inducted into the Oklahoma Indian Honor Society.
Smile, Jane.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Thank you, Councilor Taylor. Would you conduct roll call, Shelley?
Yes, sir. Denise Taylor.
Here.
Keith Austin.
Here.
Bill England.
Here.
Brett Baker.
Here.
Harley Buzzard. Joe Byrd.
I'm in.
Sean Crittenden.
Aye.
Don Garvin. Frankie Hargis.
Present.
Wanda Hatfield. Rex Jordan. Dick Way.
Here.
Curtis Snell.
Here.
David Thornton.
Lonnie.
Victoria Vesquez.
Honey.
David Walkenstick. Brian Warner.
Aye.
We do have a quorum.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Make a motion to be approved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passes. Reports. Mr. Sean Slayton representing Cherokee Nation Business.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
We had a fantastic February. Financially, I think we closed at 15 million. And that's a great month. And, you know, we've said first 6 months of the fiscal year have been really good to us. But as we go along the last 6 months, we're a little concerned about the economy and a couple of other events, and don't know how strong that will be. So in the event that it's not strong, I'll just report on February again in August and September. But proud of everything and everybody and the effort that they're making, and hopefully that trend will continue. We did have some tornado damage at the Marshall Building on Tuesday night. The east end of that first building apparently got hit by one of those little spin-off twisters or whatever they called them, and it actually moved 2 of our 10-ton units up there off their mountings and across the roof. Blew in the back door, and that knocked off a sprinkler head, and so the water flooded a couple of areas there. Our alarm system kicked in and notified us, and we had people there. I think the fire department got there in 15 minutes, and they helped get the water shut off, but we had to call in Belfour and restoration company, and they worked through the night and the morning and yesterday afternoon to help clean that up. So we'll be making some repairs there. We had to relocate a few offices, but everybody pitched in, and it was pretty much business as usual yesterday there. Across the street at Outpost 1, we're starting to fill back in the excavation there, and I hope you got to see the pretty rock that's on the front of that they're working on, and we've been delayed a little bit on the excavation there, so we're looking now at the middle of June before the pumps are in and that thing is functioning fully again. The clinic, the site evaluation and civil design are beginning to take form there. At the Hard Rock, our spa and pool, the final drawings have been completed. We went through the interior finishes last week, and it's going to be a spa to be proud of when we're done. WRD, the plans are out for bid on the remodel that we're going to do there. The sewer right-of-way is being acquired for about 2.5 miles by the city of Claremore, and they're sharing in the cost to extend a sewer line out to us, which will cure the issues that we've got with the lagoon system there. For those of you that like to go to West Siloam Springs, we're going through a process of remodeling that steakhouse. Those plans are out for bid, and hopefully if they come back within what we've got allocated, we'll remodel that steakhouse. And at Catoosa, we're looking at replacing that sprung structure, which is beginning to hit the 15 to 20-year lifespan that it was originally given. If you've been by Grove, you've seen a lot of dirt work going. Red Stone is getting after it, and we're just anxiously awaiting the completion of that one. And that pretty much concludes my report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Counselor Thornton?
Sean, I can't express my thank yous enough to you and CMB for what all you've done the last 5 years or 4 or 5 years. And I don't know what we've done without you. But instead of Cherokee Nation Business, I think we need to change that to Cherokee Nation Bank. Because we're using you as a bank, man, and we really appreciate it, or I do.
Well,
And it's, you've done everything from housing on up to, it's unbelievable what all y'all have done, and your board, and your people, and all the people in CNB. And man, I sure appreciate it.
I appreciate those comments, and I'll be sure to pass them on to the leadership team and to the board.
It's really unbelievable if you step back and look at it.
It's been quite a ride.
Yeah, it has.
And again, the council and administration shares the credit too for taking the ride. Some people just won't do that.
Well, we've got to be the hammer.
Well, sometimes we probably deserve that a little bit, but
But what you've done for our
Not too
people
much.
it's unbelievable. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Thornton. Yes, Counselor Buzzer?
Sean, you just answered the question about the young for me, but anything in the works is what we're going to do with that particular area in there? We're going to build another hotel tower,
Well,
or can you not reveal that right now?
let's just put it this way. We have lots of ideas and options on the table. We're working through the business case to see what the property will support.
The other thing, I know that, no offense to people that smoke, but that was the smokiest place I've ever. I didn't ever go in there.
Oh,
I hope
Yeah.
we do some smoke-free stuff up there with it.
we've had a lot of success with the smoke-free area.
Good.
We do need a place for people who do prefer to smoke, but we haven't made a determination in that area. People that like to cowboy dance seem to like to smoke, so.
The other thing is over on the Grove side. Yeah, I've been by there and kind of kept an eye on that.
Yeah.
There is a lot of dirt being moved, and I did talk to the construction guy out there. I thought there was a little problem with the dirt work on the backside of the casino there. Have you heard anything about that? As far as have to dig it out and maybe replace it.
Oh, no, but that wouldn't be unusual.
Well, that's kind of what I thought.
Yeah.
That area over there is a non-perk area, and I thought they probably had some problems with it. So,
On almost all the construction sites, we've run into bad soil in one
Yeah.
area or another, but we just scoop it out and replace it.
And how's the schedule so far? I guess it's kind of hard to tell.
They're pushing me to keep things moving so they can hit that December move-in date.
A lot of excited people up there for it.
Yeah, and I'll say this, the city of Grove and the rural water district have been over backwards to help. They've been great partners.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, I was making sure nobody else first. Council Thornton?
That's what I've been treated ever since I've been on the council. Sean, I did hear that those 2 units are blew across the top of the building. I heard there's 2 5-gallon buckets sitting right next to them, they never moved.
I haven't heard that, but wouldn't
That's kind of odd. isn't it?
surprise me. They did tell me that some of it looked twisted, so, and there were some trees just east of there that were blown over too, so it's crazy.
Crazy.
Thank you, Mr. Thornton. Anybody else? No more questions? Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
Counselor Horn? I'm sorry, Treasurer?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, Tribal Council. Well, I just want to say thank you first to the council for helping to distribute all these surplus items on your agenda today. We need the warehouse space, and so it feels really good to get all that out because, as our warehouse manager said the other day, the Cherokee Nation keeps getting bigger and bigger, but our warehouse stays the same size. So, with that, you all have in front of you our PAFR and our single audits. Last month, I handed out the comprehensive annual financial report, and we have submitted that comprehensive annual financial report to the GFOA for award. We've received that 14 years in a row, and for the PAFR that you have in front of us, we've received the GFOA award for a popular annual financial report for 3 years in a row, and so we've also applied to receive that again for the 4th year, and to this day, we are still the only Indian tribe to receive award for that document. We're the only one that has submitted that document. We have our fiscal year 2017 comprehensive budget process underway. We've solicited the departments for their budgets, and they are due back to the budget's office on May the 20th, and so we're starting that several month-long process, getting ready for August budget hearings. And I would like to, if the chair would allow, our auditor from BKD is here to address the council, if you wish, on the single audit that is in front of you that is required by OMB. It is the audit of all of our federal grant awards. Would you
Please
be okay with
introduce
that?
him.
Okay, I'd like to introduce Mr. Joel Hauser, and he also has his colleague Cassie Norris with him. Joel is an audit director with BKD, and he also oversees the CNB audit as well. So that works out really well for us that we have someone who bridges both the businesses and the nation.
Well, thank you, Ms. Horn, and I appreciate you guys allowing us to be here. It is a long task. We actually begin the audit process in October of every year, and just now wrap it up, going through CNB, the nation, and the single audit. And we would like to thank Lacey and her group for the hard work that they do put into this process. It's very time consuming. This is not an easy report to put together. Lots of long hours, and we do appreciate their hard work. But I was here to answer any questions. Anybody has anything they would like to comment on, I'd be happy to address them.
You just want to let them know that there were no findings and...
Sure, there were no findings. It was a clean audit, unmodified. Clean audit report was issued. We have no significant deficiencies or material weaknesses to report, which I'm pleased to say does not happen very often. Again, they do a tremendous job of putting everything together, so we applaud you guys for that.
Thank you. Are there any questions? We appreciate your service and your partnership with our treasurer's office.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
And that concludes my report, Counselor Austin, so if there's any questions I can take, I'd be happy to address those.
Are there any questions for treasurer? Yes, Counselor Buzzer.
Lacey, and this doesn't pertain to the audit, and it may not even pertain to your department, but do you know if someone here in the nation still does auditing for inventory for stuff that the Cherokee Nation owns, like computers? desks,
Yes, we do.
You do?
So
Okay.
that would be, those gentlemen would be in our warehouse staff.
Okay.
And they do inventory on items that are over $5,000.
And what brought this to my attention, I guess, was the new clinic in Jay. They're moving over there, and they left all that other stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're doing something with it, and I was thinking, well, I hope somebody is tracking those.
Yes, they will all bear a Cherokee Nation inventory stamp.
Yeah.
The thing with medical equipment is that there are certain certifications, because, it's considered dirty medical equipment, and I couldn't tell you all of it, but I could get this information for you. But, if it's been used, in order for us to handle it, move it, whatever, it, needs to be cleaned up, or we need to take it straight somewhere else that we could just store it. So, yeah, we are working through that, and I know that our warehouse staff is working with health facilities folks, because we're trying to figure out where we would even put that, because like I said, our warehouse is pretty full, and we have another warehouse that is pretty full too, so.
And you said they do audit anything over 5,000?
Yes, that's the threshold.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Mr. Baker?
Yes. Treasurer Horn.
Yes, sir.
I want to say, appreciate all the hard work of you and all of your staff.
Thank you.
And congratulations on another clean audit.
Appreciate that very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there other questions? That wasn't too hard, was
Thank
it?
you.
Thank you for being here, sir.
Thanks.
Diane Kelly, I believe I saw her in the room, representing Career Services.
Mr. Chair, I think you have my report before you. I just wanted to comment on our summer youth employment program. But before I do that, I want to remind everybody that the second Saturday in May is the 69th annual Stillwell Strawberry Festival, and it's one of the big parades in the area. I want to encourage all of you all to come over and participate in that parade, because there'll be a lot of people there. We also are going to have a resource tent over near the Morton Law Office, which will be right across from the courthouse. This will be the third year that we've had that resource tent. There's a lot of our service programs that will be out there getting information out to the public, and there is also a strawberry auction at 2 o'clock, and then that evening at 6 o'clock is the Stillwell High School All-School Reunion, and our very own Judge John Garrett is the outstanding alumni for the high school reunion this year. So if you see John, you might say congratulations to him. Summer Youth. Jeff Vance and Deborah got together this morning, and they were crunching those numbers. Last Friday was our deadline for Summer Youth, and you know as well as I do that the schools will be out in about another week or two. And guess what? All these mamas and grandmothers and these aunts and uncles are going to be calling you and saying, can't we get my little sweetheart in the Summer Youth program? We'll take their application, but they'll be put on a waiting list. We have monies for 520 kids, and we're crunching those numbers, and Jeff says we'll probably lose a few because they'll go to band camp, football camp, they'll be going to church camp, various things, and when they don't go, they don't get paid for that, so we'll have a few extra slots, so we're going to probably go up to about 588, but that's still not going to catch them all. But that's about how many we're going to have on the program. That will be also tribal dollars and federal dollars. And Jeff is approving all the federal applications right now, and then he'll start approving the tribal. And these are the applications that came in before that deadline at 5:15 on last Friday. We had some counselors that were here till probably, one was here till 9:30 Friday night trying to get those applications that showed up at the last minute. If they signed in before 5, we saw them. We did 4 youth camps, leadership camps, kind of a low turnout, but we still got several applications. So we did do some outreach in addition to hitting all the schools. Northern area is coming in with a lot of numbers this time. So I applaud the counselors that work those areas because we got some good applications. George Roach is working to get the summer youth leadership group identified, and we have applicants for that as well. And I'll report on that next in the education committee. But I just wanted to let you know about summer youth because some of y'all had asked about it. working with 3 different entities in the 14 counties that are potential economic development projects. I can't tell you where they're at or what's going to happen. They're like in phase 1, phase 2, and as they materialize, then I'll share it with you. We also are in our working with Macy's. Macy's has identified their peak season. We'll be doing a couple of job fairs for them here in the next few months. And then we've also got job developers, navigators that are going to be teaming up, and we're going to be identifying some vacant buildings throughout the 14 counties where there are railroad spurs, port, interstate highways, because we're getting a lot of calls from some of the businesses if there's vacant buildings that they could expand some of their operations in. So the job development staff are going to be going out and identifying that. Y'all have any questions?
Diane, weren't you Miss Stillwell Strawberry Festival?
No, but I square danced on the bandstand when I was in the 5th grade.
Sounds honorary to me.
Yeah, that's fine.
My daughter was a strawberry princess, not a queen, but she was a princess.
Okay.
Are there any questions?
Diane, just to keep in mind, at Spavinaw, there's a lot of empty buildings down there. They've consolidated their school program, and there's gymnasium and a large storage building, plus all the classrooms.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Are there other questions or
I have a
comments?
comment. Sorry, my phone.
Just gotta enter her phone first. Led Zeppelin over there.
Also, there's a rather large building in Bonita where the Cinch Company went out of business several months ago, maybe a year ago. And it's a really nice-sized building right out near the industrial park.
We talked to David Justice in our geodata operations, and if the staff can go out and get this information, they're going to be working with real estate and some of the assessor offices to compile all that, then he'll put it into a database, and all we'll have to do is just update it year after year. So we're hoping that we'll have that, because we get calls all the time for a business that's just needing a warehouse place to operate or put their storage, and a lot of times we don't know where those buildings are. We have an idea, but we need to keep that updated, so that's what we're going to be working on.
Other questions, concerns? Thank you for your hard work.
Thank
Diane.
you. Y'all have a good day.
Representing Commerce, I believe I see Anna Knight heading towards the microphone.
Good afternoon. You have a copy of our report. I'm playing around with it and changing some of the styles, so it's a lot of information. Most of it is the same type of information that you've been getting in the past, so any kind of comments or suggestions you might have on it, I'm happy to entertain those. The only thing I have to add to the report is that we had our Youth Entrepreneur Days this week, so and I want to make sure to mention that Taro, it was our partner and sponsored the prizes for these Youth Entrepreneur. And in Tahlequah, we had about 150 students. They submitted about 80 business plans. The business plans really were kind of different this year. A lot of them centered around making food, dog grooming, agriculture, more kind of handmade items. In Tahlequah, the grand prize winner was from Roland, and he actually makes salsa and is going to use the prize money to build a greenhouse so he can grow his vegetables, extend the growing season of his vegetables. And the second place prize winner was from Stillwell, and she cooks Cherokee traditional foods and wants to do a traditional foods a food truck. So the third place was kind of interesting as well. It was a student from Roland, and it's a headstone cleaning business. So they go to cemeteries and will clean the headstones, and so that was kind of interesting. Today was the competition in Claremore, and we had about 20 students there that submitted about 14 plans, and I don't have information on all the winners or anything yet. I think Shoto had the large winner, and Bartlesville was represented, and some of the kids from Stillwell that couldn't make it to Tahlequah went to Claremore today. So anyhow, I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Other questions?
Why don't you toot your own horn about the award in Phoenix?
I tooted it last month. And it was a little bit hard, but I told Diane she missed it. I actually got applause, and
Yes.
she was not here to see it. So, but we did go to Phoenix, and we won the Native American Financial Officers Association Award for the Kawi Cafes, the Education Program of the Year, and so. Speaker Byrd was there, and he accepted the award and spoke on behalf, and Lacey was there, and
I didn't keep the award very long, though. That's what I was going to say. When they handed me the award, it just went, Lacey was there to just take it. Because it was a nice
and we
plaque
haven't seen it since.
with a beautiful
No,
piece of pottery on the top
It
there,
is.
like Southwest style. And we haven't seen it since.
Yeah,
So put that in that audit.
yeah.
report there.
They're mailing it.
They are gonna mail it, yeah. And it is very nice,
It
and
was nice.
when we get
I
it,
just want, that was, you guys did an outstanding job with that.
Thank you.
You really did. I mean,
Thank
at
you.
that level, I didn't realize, that's the first time I've been to a conference for that. And they're very well, they're doers.
that was a nice conference, and our team does a great job at the Kawi Cafe.
Yeah.
It appears that Miss Kelly wishes to interject something.
Tell them before you get your students.
We pay for them with a grant, our own grant, and Diane just vets them. And, well, we get them and we send them to Diane, and she does the paperwork. I'm not giving her full credit for it. No, I'm not. No, we partner with Career Services on a lot of the things that we do. Partnerships between all the groups are critical in order to reach the levels that we reach, so.
Yeah.
I have a comment. I
Yes,
just have
ma'am.
a comment. I would like to suggest that you all open a branch office down here, this part of town, so I can have fresh coffee and buy jewelry on my lunch hour.
Okay.
I love it. I went by there this morning early, and I just love that whole gallery area, and the cafe people are great, and the coffee's wonderful, and it's just too far from us.
It is. Downtown Tahlequah loves it though, and the people,
It's a
the
great-
tourists
it's a
coming,
great-
yeah, to the Cherokee southern end of the town do. Thank you
Y'all are
very
doing a
much.
really good job.
Thank you.
The Outpost is now open for coffee, by the way.
They don't have jewelry out there.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Are there other questions or comments? Well, thank you for your work.
Thank you.
Okay, we move on to consent items. We have tarot certifications that have been presented, and I believe Counselor Lay wishes to.
Well, I have a question. Let's start with that, and then I'll know where to go, Mr. Chairman, if I could.
Come on up, Tara.
Who's our tarot today? Uh-oh, John's on the hot seat.
Good afternoon, everyone.
John?
I hate to quiz my two favorite guys in tarot. On page 10, the second up from the bottom is one of those trust issues. Our original law didn't have yea or nay in it, but we didn't really want them in a trust in the Tarot certifications, and we then, 3 months ago, we passed a law that says specifically to exclude them. And then we were gonna, as they came up, I think you guys were gonna.
This is
Which one is that, Counselor?
Page
Custom
10.
Seating
Yeah.
Incorporated,
Second one
page
up
10,
from-
second one from the bottom.
Okay.
Okay.
From the
Custom
I
bottom.
didn't
seating.
want to name them, but
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry
Okay,
about that.
sorry.
I'm sure they're a good company.
This is a trust-owned company, yes, but it's a minority ownership that's trust-owned. The majority of it is owned by Cherokee. So it's really not of any relevance necessarily, because to be tarot certified, majority must be Cherokee owned. And so because they are Cherokee owned and the minority is a trust owned,
Well, I don't know that that's your decision. The council said no trust. We didn't say minority, majority. If we want to go back through that, I guess we could, but I see some others, there's about a half a dozen.
Mhm.
I see one especially that concerned me that was not in Oklahoma, but it was an artist
Mhm.
who's 51%, and the not end-in trust was 49%.
Correct.
And I don't understand that. Maybe somebody could explain that. I'm looking at an artist here.
I don't know. I'm not-
So,
I don't understand.
so I don't understand that, but we specifically excluded trust. And so I wonder if we could take this out for this month.
Okay.
You guys figure it out and.
Yeah, I think we probably had a misunderstanding saying that the majority-owned part couldn't be trust. I think that's how we took it, and what we'll do is we'll look at that and get a hold of them and tell them that, you know, this is, they're not going to be able to use that anymore. If that's what y'all are wanting to do, we can do that.
Could we delete that or take it out just for this month until we get there?
With agreement of the body, I'm sure we can.
I'll make a motion to approve everything but this one.
I'll second it.
Okay. So do we, are we ready for vote?
Discussion.
Discussion.
That particular one, we'll just take that back, or you guys will notify them that that part, the 49%, is not something that's acceptable, so they can restructure? Is that what?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, because they do have 80%
Sure.
on it, so it could be anybody else without the trust, so, okay?
All right, okay.
Is there any other discussion or questions?
I got a question.
Counselor Crittenton was first.
John, how's that work? Here a while back, I had a person needing a hot water heater. And he was needing it pretty bad. And I was told by rehab that, well, Vanita don't stay open that long. And we'll wait till Vanita opens. And I'm needing it in Stillwell. And they have 2 or 3 hardware stores in Stillwell where, you know, this elder didn't care where it came from. He just needed one, you know.
Yes, sir.
And so can you kind of explain how that kind of works? Like, is the Vanita place, are they Taro and have a certain contract with us, or?
No, I'm not for sure who you're talking about, but what we do is, it just depends on how much the hot water heater is before we do a Taro certified bid. If it's under $2,000, we could do a sole source. And we do have a Taro vendor in Stillwell, which is Ace Hardware. Well, I mean, Ricky Roberts, which is his place. And we do a lot of business with him, with the Stillwell people. So if we needed to get one there, they can do that.
Okay, all right. That particular night, I was thinking, now we can get one here.
Because I know a hot water heater isn't going to be over $2,000.
Okay, well, that's good to know, and I knew Ricky was Taro certified.
Yes. And I'm sure he could order it for him if he doesn't have one on stock already.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good. That's a good question.
Counselor Buzzard?
I don't have a question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, before us, we have the Taro list to be approved with the amended, to remove on page 10, the second from the bottom for the time being. Are there any objection to that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign. Passes. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Community assistance. You have the, what's been passed out to you here, community assistance request.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Jody, I want to add 2. One would be Grandview School, split 3 ways, $500. And then Tahlequah High School, choir, contact Holly Stocks, split 3 ways.
For 500.
Yes.
Frankie?
Jody, I need to add 2. One is the Boys and Girls Club of Adair County for $500. And the other is Stowa High School Advanced Placement Exam, 500, or 300, I'm sorry.
Curtis?
Yes, Jody, I need to add a Ward County, $1,200.
How much?
1,200.
1,200?
Are there any other requested additions? Counselor Warner?
Jody, I need to add Salisaw Public Schools for 500.
Counselor Thornton?
Jody, I need to change the 600 to Evening Shade Community Organization to 675. Add $75. You know what that costs.
Any other additions?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve, second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Law enforcement request, you have the list in front of you. Any comments?
Motion to approve.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. We've got the roads request in front of us.
Yeah, there's a new list.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second.
We've got a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Sports teams applications. You've got the report. Any questions or comments?
Motion to approve.
Got a motion, how about a second?
Second.
Second by Frankie. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Livestock premium show applications, you've got your report.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve and seconded, all in favor, aye. Aye. All right, that moves us into old business with none pending. We'll move into new business. Counselor Byrd, would you take item number 1?
Yes, it's resolution authorizing Cherokee Nation Warehouse to donate surplus office equipment to 3M Fitness Gym in Cherokee County. Thank you for its approval. Thank you.
Second there and comment here.
Why couldn't we just go 1 through 9?
We certainly could.
Make a motion to do Toto.
You all right, Joe?
That'd be just fine.
Anybody else?
1 through 9 are all very similar measures. With all approval, we will vote on all them combined. Who'd like to make that motion?
I'd like to make that motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All passed, thank you. Item number 10, Frankie, would you take that?
Number 10 is an act amending legislative act 17-15, authorizing the comprehensive operating budget for fiscal year 2016, Mod 7, and declaring an emergency, and I put that in form of a motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Any announcements? Announcements?
Diane had mentioned the festival a while ago, and this year the Bell Powwow is going to be held during that time. And y'all are, of course, familiar with that. And I
Joe,
don't
can you
have
handle that? Someone trying to
particular
call in?
dates and times right now. I'm assuming it's going to be
Pardon me.
Thursday.
Counselor Crittenden, there was interruption here by the good counselor here. Would you restate your invitation?
It's just the second Saturday in May is the Strawberry Festival.
Okay.
But during that week, the Bell Powwow is being moved to that week. I believe it starts on Thursday, but it's during that week. And any Stillwell Chamber of Commerce or anybody wants to call me with the correct date and times, but it's going to be held during the Strawberry Festival there. So As a lot of you know, that's really a big Cherokee event there.
Got a lot of traditional dancers here.
Thank you. Are there any other announcements? All right, the next meeting is tentatively scheduled for Thursday, May 26th at 3 p.m.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Second. All in favor? Aye.
Who's trying to do that?